Hi, guys. This is
Hello.
Stephanie Holbrook, the founder of the Wings of Change. And I have one of our very best friends here, Marty. We call her Minion Marty or Monarch Marty. So, thank you very much for being here today as we focus on the common Buckeye butterfly. This is a butterfly that is found throughout most of the United States, and we'll be learning about it today. So, thank you very much for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Super. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if we have anybody live. I can't see that. So,
Yeah.
the other thing that we will be announcing a little bit later on today on our Facebook, Marty, were you involved in the 12 days of birthday?
I answered at least one of them.
Okay,
I
well
didn't
we
notice
have
it too much.
we have a winner for the 12 days of birthday. So we did
Yay.
our we're going to be doing our drawing later, you and I together. So
Okay.
that's exciting. Stay tuned for
Fun.
that. And here we go. Off we go. Hopefully,
Mhm.
I can manage this screen here. So, good job. There we go.
Woohoo. So
Okay, so
good.
just a little bit about who we are and what we do. We are the Wings of Change, and we are spreading the word about the importance of butterflies and how they ultimately affect everything, including our health. When your soil is healthy, that means your whole environment at your house is healthy. So, one of the things that I learned when I first started becoming a butterfly person was that my soil was unhealthy and I had to change it. So, if you'd like more about that, you can go look at our story, I guess, on the founders. But how about you, Marty? What do
Hmm.
you think about butterflies? Do you have a lot at your house?
Oh, we do. Yes. I have my very best, most happy, most wonderful butterfly motel, spa, and nursery.
Yes, you
All
do.
about monarchs, but to my great surprise, because I hadn't seen one yet, I had a Buckeye, and
She
I
had a Buckeye at her
nicknamed
house.
him Nipper because somebody nipped a little chunk out of his wing as we looked at the photos more carefully.
Yes.
So I don't get many, but there he was, right in time for this. So it was either the common Buckeye, or as I researched a little more, it might have been the gray Buckeye because those are also found west of the Rockies. It's probably the common Buckeye, which a little more brown, but it's hard to tell from computer or book photos and whatnot. He was just this lovely brown with his little
He's here
eye
though. That's
spots.
the important part. Is
Yeah,
he's
he's
here.
here.
He's here.
And
We're in Fallbrook, by the way.
mm-hmm.
So off we go. What does the Wings of Change do? We are offering this free community education. We are a nonprofit, so if you feel led to donate for your watch, that would be amazing. If you don't have any money and you want to learn, that's amazing too. As long as we get the word out there and we bring the butterflies back, that's the most important thing for
Mm-hmm.
us. So
And as I like to say, if you plant the milkweed, they will come.
correct. So
Or all of the
yeah,
other plants, find out what is on their menu. If you plant it, they
they
will
will come.
come.
That's right.
I need a
So
shirt.
we should make one
I
like
know,
that.
I
We
know. I
should.
keep saying that.
So we talk
So,
about some of the things that we'll talk about today are we're going to talk about the butterfly of the month, which is the common Buckeye. We will be discussing the invasive plant of the month. It's actually the goat head. You guys
oh,
may have run into it in the
my husband is
summer.
on a mission to go
Oh,
out
we have
for half an
identified
hour
it.
and he'll bring home a bucket full
There
of
you
them
go.
because
So,
those thorns are sharp.
and then we have their plant of the month, which it's woolly blue curls is what it's called. So we're pretty excited. Okay, so why are moths and butterflies important, Marty?
Because they helped their work hand in hand with how plants evolved to blossom. First, there were moths who were nighttime creatures, and as the evolution of plants developed even more, they became another type altogether, and butterflies are the daytime equivalent.
Correct.
And they're really very special.
Wow.
We wouldn't have all the plants or fruits and veggies and every
Correct.
other living thing pretty much.
Yeah.
And
So the crazy thing about butterflies compared to like, what do you think about when you think about pollinators, right? We usually think about bees. Well, the bee that we normally see is actually a non-native bee, and he gets all that pollen on his little feet. So the butterflies, they don't do as much pollination as the bees. However, they do what it's called accidental pollination.
mhm.
And one of the most important things that they do is they travel long distances to pollinate. So, and then the moths are really important for our nighttime species that a lot of them are becoming endangered, especially in the Sonoran deserts because we have a lack of moths. And let me just put the plug in right now. Moths need leaf litter. So if you're one of those people that get rid of all of your debris on your ground, you maybe could learn to leave just a little bit, because the moths need those places where the leaves are, leaf litter.
Can't go all OCD in the garden, because that is a
they need it for their
too.
cocoon. And also the leaf litter and mulch provides really needed moisture for the roots, and it provides all kinds of, as the leaf litter breaks down, the microbes and all kinds of little critters in there are super important for the health of the tree and the health of our ecosystem.
Yeah.
So
I've been making sure to keep some of it around the base, especially my narrow leaf or
it's
all
important.
of my plants.
For snail eradication too, if you have snails, just get a little bit of leaf litter.
Yeah. They're
okay.
cute,
So right here, this is our common Buckeye. And so you can see, as Marty was pointing out, they actually will have a little, because they get eaten by the birds quite often. I don't believe that they have a defense mechanism. So
I don't
think
so.
They are definitely part of the chain of food.
Interesting to know about. They have certain immune issues, protections and stuff. And they're susceptible to a certain kind of virus. But I don't know if it's as bad as some that affect the monarch so badly, or can. But their favorite colors are pretty much yellow and red.
Those are the colors of flowers that they like to nectar on, and they do
Mm-hmm.
use flowers for food source after the caterpillar. Okay, so things that we do know about this butterfly is that it's found throughout the United States, and sometimes it goes up into Canada. It's definitely found in the southern parts of the United States and into Mexico. It is not endangered in any shape or form. Its host plants, there you go. Its host plants are, well, the native ones here in California we'll talk about, but probably anybody who's shopping at some of the nurseries, their host plant is snapdragon. So if you go to
I don't have any of those yet.
So snapdragons, and then here's before we go to the before we talk about the plant, let's talk about the difference between the male and the female.
I couldn't find that. I was looking for that. And
Thank you, Robin. Robin's not here today, but Robin is also one of our amazing volunteers for the Wings of Change, and she has identified the difference between the male and the female. They actually have these eyes on them, which is supposed to be one of the things that keeps them safe. So the female has a black dot on her forewing that the male does not.
Where?
Does anybody see all that? I hope I'm not
it.
showing you guys that. So right up here on the top, that black dot. See the top? At the very tippy top, there's a black dot right there.
It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okie dokie.
Otherwise, the dots.
So the common Buckeye egg, they can be laid singularly or in pairs. Typically, I've seen in the pictures that I've seen, it's 1 to 4, and they kind of look really similar to the monarch the painted lady cocoons, and they'll chew their way out of that again.
I've seen that happen with my own naked little eyes.
Isn't it cute?
You watch for the top, and the top is black. Gets darker and dark, and then they are maybe a 1/16 of an inch long, and then they eat the egg case because it's nutritious, and then off they go.
So this is actually the caterpillar, and as you see there, that is on a monkey flower. That is their host plant, which is a California native. It's native to Southern California. Again, well done, Robin, putting it on one of our plants. So these are some of the caterpillar host plants we'll be talking about. That is the red bush monkey flower to the left. And then the other one is the California native verbena or vervain. We have that available in seed. The thing about the vervain is that it actually does like a little bit of water. So I have mine right next to my hose spigot, and it is happy because you're always using your water over there. Here's the vervain. It's very full and butterflies and hummingbirds. They just love it. They sit on there and nectar. You can cut it back, and it's pretty hardy.
They like the little firecracker plants too, which luckily I have one. It's a vermilion firecracker. So it's similar, and hummers love it. So, and then they love the lantana. But luckily I've got oodles.
They
of
can't lay on the lantana, but they can
Yeah,
use
but
it
they
as a
like it
nectar
as the
source.
nectar because that's where I started seeing my little nipper guy.
This guy, these are all the caterpillar host sources that we're still
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
got to get those.
So we have some monkey flowers available through Moosa Creek, our wholesale vendor. We're their retailer. So these are the ones that they have in stock right now. There's 2 colors of red and 2 colors of yellow. We have the link to that on our website. Those are $12.99 a piece. We encourage you to become a Wings of Change member and support our nonprofit. That gets you 10% off plus the birthday treat. So
Yay.
there you go. Other levels, if you actually support us on a larger level, you get better treats. So check it out online. We are having a membership drive this month. So
very good.
The monkey flower, one of the things that I can tell you about this is that it's a super drought tolerant Southern California native into the Baja California. It likes to I've seen it in nature where it's kind of growing on the top of a cliff and then hanging over. I see it a lot on the same side of the hill as the Choctailea. So they grow together in the same kind of a habitat. And this is a super drought tolerant plant. And I see it all the time at the wild animal park out in the African safari out there.
Oh, cool.
The next one is actually a pretty amazing plant. It's called showy penstemon. We have it in 2 different sizes. The bush is actually going to be about 3 to 5 feet. Once it's big, it's an evergreen bush that is, again,
I planted 2, but they're still only
it's a
very
Southern
little.
California native that's hosted 13 different pollinators.
Wow.
It's called showy penstemon for a reason. I bought this plant for my aunt who lives in Valley Center, California, and it lived up to its name of showy. The flowers were fantastic. She kept calling me saying it's the most amazing plant. So it's an evergreen shrub, and it will live to be about 10 to 15 years old. So once established, doesn't need
you don't
any
need
water.
fireworks. You just plant cool, colorful things.
Wanted to talk about, Marty, we could talk about the difference between the chrysalis, pupa, or cocoon. Do you know, right? You're a butterfly lady.
Yeah.
So the pupa is where they all go, either a butterfly or a moth, they go and they become the pupa, where it's this soft-sided shell, and then inside there it becomes hard, and it either becomes a chrysalis for a butterfly or a cocoon.
I know. I've become compulsive about, no, and I try to be polite. I can't. It's like, no. And I've always said pupa, but it's either pupa or pupa. Okay. And freaky stuff happens with, luckily, the monarch has one of the most beautiful chrysalises, but the other ones are really cool.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Robin, for putting this together for us. And thank you to the dolphins.net. They have this amazing life cycle of the caterpillar into it coming out as a butterfly. So you can see it starts out as just a little hairy guy. And those spikes are, that's probably their only form of defense. They don't have any poison in their body. Nothing. It just looks like it's scary. Yeah. So
sometimes you have to be careful with the spiky ones. The Gulf fritillaries or whatever, the little hairs can be a little irritating, or downright poisonous. But
this guy, he just looks like he's scary. He's not. He's got nothing harmful about him.
It's like hedgehogs; they're soft,
Yeah. So again, this is a beautiful. This is going to be the female, because you can see that little tiny black dot on her forewing.
Okay.
And then she's, I believe that's seaside aster. So this is just a nectar source for her. Again, if you guys would like for me to come out and do a butterfly habitat consultation, I would love to do that. It's an hourly rate, and if you're far away from Fallbrook, we'll talk about mileage, or maybe if I'm in your area, we can do it on a day like that. But I would love to come and take a look at your home and tell you what you could plant together, so that you could just add in the caterpillar host plants to become a butterfly habitat instead of just a beautiful garden. Marty, before we go on, is there anything else you'd like to say about our beautiful common Buckeye?
Oh, it reminds me of this little candy treat called Buckeyes. It's like a chocolate-covered nut thing.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's like old-timey, We'll
have to get them. Well, I know you did a lot of research, so is there anything else you want to talk about?
I did find out that there are other species of Buckeyes in India and
Oh, wow,
Asia and everything. Tropical Buckeye.
Do they use the same kind of family of plants?
I think so. I didn't find out a whole lot about it, but different ones. I looked at about 3 or 4 different websites. So you have to just kind of, it's amazing what you find online.
It is,
Even if
it
you're
is.
not a
I'm really excited.
lepidopterist, you can just sit online and you will find out more than you ever wanted to know.
For sure. Well, I'm really excited because I do have the common Buckeye here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to be toot my own horn, but I have so many butterflies this year. I have, I think I have the cassia butterfly, the sulfur butterfly, the buckwheat butterfly. I definitely have a bunch of skippers and monarchs, of course, Gulf fritillaries. We have the cabbage white. We have the western tiger swallowtail. We have the anise swallowtail.
I've had both
I'm
of those.
super excited. So.
My anise is now almost as tall as me, and she sips on it some, but she likes all the rest. And the cool thing with swallowtails is that they're like a vibratory pollinator. That they flutter. It's
right, and they yes, it's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, Marty, did you know that we're going to start having workshops here at the Wings of Change?
Oh, on what?
Well, it's a good segue. We're actually very happy to be partnered with the Brick and Barn, which is the original Betty Crocker Estate and Valley Center. However, a bunch of folks here in Fallbrook said, I wish you'd have it here. So we're going to start doing all the same events that we do there here.
Cool.
So this month we're doing Christmas.
Saves gas money too.
We're doing Christmas in July. We're actually taking a Christmas tree stand that was given to us because it's not safe for a Christmas tree anymore. So we drilled some holes in it, and it's now a 6.75 liter metal planter. So we've got 2 full-size gallon plants. One of them's Woolly Blue Curls, our plant of the month.
That one. That's a new one to me.
It's outside if you want to go get it. We can show, but it's not grown in very well. And then the other one is California Fuchsia. So that will be a host of 19 different pollinators.
Whoa.
They'll do well in that pot for up to 5 years.
Oh.
And once again, we're saving the planet by not allowing those. I think there was 119 Christmas tree stands that were going to have to be thrown away because they weren't good anymore. So we're saving the planet one little planter at a time.
Yeah, it's always fun to think of new ways to use something that would have ended up in the landfill or just junk or whatnot.
So we talked about this. I'm pretty happy. We have some new membership levels. The Lupine Blue gets you all the back end, the videos like you're watching today. Those are all exclusive content and only available for members on our website. They'll be deleted after it's live. So you can go on after just like a week, it'll be deleted. You can always watch the slides though. But having our lovely voice and all of our tips is just the extra.
We're like the diamond and silk of butterfly.
Right? Okay,
world.
there you go. Yeah, we're convinced anyway. So, and then you get a birthday treat and you get 10% off everything. If you support us at a different level, the Cabbage White of $25 a month will give you a free package of seeds every month. And then if you go up to the Swallowtail membership, which is $100 a month, you get our piece of swag every month.
Ooh,
so
swaggage.
So let us know if you'd like to. And we're very excited about corporate sponsorships as well. So
that would be awesome.
You can find all this as well as our events on our website. So you can join us, become the Butterfly of the Month. Please help us become the butterfly capital of the world. Okay, you guys ready? We're talking about the invasive plant of the month. It's called the goat head or the puncture vine.
They hurt my dogs when we go walking, so you got to stick to the dirt
Here in
road.
Southern California, it is
the
summertime. It's the bane of our existence. If you don't wear flip-flops, you will get these in your hole. In your feet, they hurt. So what we can do is we can eradicate it early on. I've given you guys some pictures of it, and if you don't let it go to seed, it won't produce the goat head. Inside each one of those little seeds is about 13 different seeds that are viable once they are in that wheel of death.
Yeah.
So you need to pull it out when it's yellow or when it's green. And so it's a trailing plant, and it's got a yellow, small, tiny flower. So if you find those and get them out before they bloom, you can eradicate it. That one also does really well with burning. So if you want to torch it out of your ground, a lot of people in the deserts do that.
Tiny little
you can burn
Flame
that and
things.
it won't come back and the seeds won't be viable. So that's a good one.
Oh,
Sometimes
that'll be
the invasive
great.
weeds aren't that way. So when we have fire, they become more affected, but this one dies with burn. So
Mhm.
here's our plant of the month. It's called woolly
Those
blue
are
curls.
cute.
And when the Spaniards came over, it was all over the place. They made tea out of the leaves and the flowers. And so I've been growing it here for a couple of weeks. It's in the planter ready to,
Hmm.
it's our display, but it smells delicious, Marty. They put it
Oh.
in tea and
Oh.
the greenery and the purple are different scents or flavors, if you will.
Yeah.
And it's got the most amazing curl off of it. So
Huh.
yeah.
Like the flower curls or the
Yes, that's why it's called woolly blue curls. So there's
Mm.
like a little lip on there. I've got some pictures on our
Oh.
website so you guys can see
Okay.
it, but it's supposed to be a pretty prolific. It
Yeah.
needs some water too. That's why it's in the planter.
Wow.
So it's likely the host of
Not
4
bad.
different butterflies and moths. And it does require water to get established for the first year. Once established, it can go back off. But again, in my research, it's done best with water. And so we put it in a planter that needs to get water anyway. So it's a good fit for
Mhm.
that planter.
Mhm.
Okay, so I think
Cool.
that's it. We were just about 21 minutes. So thank you very much.
Hey.
Good
Yes.
job. Thanks
Thank
again
you.
for being here,
Oh,
Marty.
you're very welcome.
And I'm not
Yeah.
sure if anybody was online. We'll find out once we get there. So
We're just talking to the ether out there,
yeah,
but trying to
well,
put it out there,
definitely.
you know?
We'll definitely be looking online and answering any questions. And we might go live to do that drawing in a little bit.
Oh,
So,
that'll be fun.
won't
Yeah.
it?
Ooh,
All right, you
come
guys.
on.
Have a
Yeah.
great day and we'll see you again soon.
Okay, bye. Treat yourself to 5 minutes just sitting and watching. You might be amazed at what you see. It's very relaxing. All
I see a
righty.
butterfly out there right now.
I know. They're
Bye,
everywhere.
guys.
Bye.